really rough performance. And actually, stylistically, we compare Sentinels to Ascend, a team like Ascend. Kellogg's got absolutely shut down. So it's going to be difficult here for him to find value. For me, I look towards Nuki. And Nuki has to be the playmaker here for G2. I'll wait and see how that goes off. Zoms, a couple of shots back and forth, actually. G2 had sent any utility over, but there'll be 3 members stacked up here along lane. Zoms not even entertaining it. We'll give up the space initially. Sick in position as well. Nuki on the other side here. We'll find Shazam, and Ten's there also.
Yeah, this is potentially tradable on the A side, but we have to look towards the actual site hit that is starting to come on through. So this is going to be starting building up. Tens has found Nuki, so there was that trade over towards A, but the spike is going to be going down on the other side. So that's now planted. Kellogg's, can he slip just behind enemy lines? No, but he can find a... Well, I thought it was a decent fight, but Zoms is still fighting the good fight for Sentinels. It's a 3v3 post-plant, and G2 aren't in bad spots here. Mixwell, Coldamenta, and Avova still standing, and Mixwell wants to retake that space towards that yellow. Maybe see if anyone's going to slip on through. He's seen enough. That's just a little too much shown. And Mixwell, this is the Mixwell you need to start seeing if you're a G2 fan. There he is. The land beast himself finally starting to wake up here. Good beginnings and maybe a bounce back. Map 1 was not good for Mixwell. This could be much better.
Good opportunity to check in now. Can they handle the anti-eco? That was such a prominent issue on map 1. Again, yes, tick in the box. Pistol round 1, but again, expect Sentinels to come out swinging in this next round. Potentially go a little more aggressive than we'd expect, but I'm looking towards G2 to be able to handle that. What do they put in place here? Nuki, again in that previous round, out on an island. He's in that lurking role on the Raze. Did find a kill, but was traded out. So this is a key round here.
Yeah, we have what? 3, 4 players towards A for the Sentinel side. You do have an upgraded, if only slightly, Tens as well. Sheriff just tucked away, light armor as well. And there's a follow-up peek, but is Nuki well and truly aware? So he catches Shazam, and he knows there may be more. The timing might be just tickling away at the back of his brain, but look at this, Spike's on the way, and he's going to fall away from that. This is all going to be G2s. There is a player deep, but they wouldn't be able to deny the Spike plant at this point.
Well, initially, looking pretty good for G2. No pressure comes through. Nuki's still out here again. Did get a little information on the back of his boombot, but everybody from Sentinels already making their way towards B. Zom's already up on side. Ten's actually going to try and make his way back from Snowman. Actually, the counter wall comes up. We'll create a little pocket. Nuki will find Sick in transition. So will respond as well on site. Yeah, just a couple more to deal with. Actually, down right underneath, he might find a consolation. Thank God for that one. Yep, 22 HP now.
Revealing area.
What, is he just making sure he got the kill
just
there?
The recon bolt is just to make sure nobody else is up on
there. You're right. There could have been another player there.
Yeah.
Spot on.
It's quite common to see a second just tucked up the top there.
Just crouched.
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, no BM here, folks.
Talk about consolation. Actually, the consolation is sending a message as well after the kill comes through.
Of course. For those who don't understand sarcasm, you're going to have a rough time here. However, 2-0, this is a good start for G2. It's maybe just a little bit of a confidence boost. Now, bear in mind, some of these players are younger. We spoke about Kellogg's a lot, and he is one of those younger players who do need a little bit of that maybe confidence builder here.
Well, buy round here, looking for Sentinels to adjust slightly on A, right? And again, the indicators are in place. See if Nuki can again find...
Rifle on Mixwell. Nuki has got a tough challenge. It's just deal with Tens. Mark your man. And he's got Shaz on that side too. Now he's only got a Sheriff. This isn't pretty. He's played this position a fair amount. Same again, but now you can see Tens has closed the gap this time. Creeping slowly. Does Nuki even consider this possibility? It doesn't look like he has. This looks like a murder scene. Oh, he's heard all the steps here. Tens is in the prime position, sees one, actually falls away. Doesn't now say his welcome. Boombot comes in and Coldamenta.
It's a big trade.
Great trade in. This a Mixwell is right up mid. Catching Sick, and now this is getting a bit of a problem. Shaz is on an island. The other 2 players for Sentinels are not here. But Shazam, ice cold, waiting patiently, and has to play this out to perfection. Can't do it. Kellogg's has got his number, and there it is. Site's now open for business, and this could be a huge round for G2 to convert here in the bonus.
Dapper and Zoms
here.
trying to get something done on the way back in. Kellogg's will actually fall. A little overzealous there, trying to
Spike planted.
hold on to control there, but Coldamenta trades it back out. Nuki follows up. Zoms will fall. G2 go 3 up.
There we go. They're getting fired up, High Park. Here we go.
I was going to say, interested to see actually, even still the hesitation there, and both rounds previously actually, I think both TenZ and Shazam have shown presence, right? So they know that officially, I guess, that default is both members being present. Even after they find the kill onto TenZ, they're still very hesitant. They wait for the owl drone, and that's actually a big positive, right? And obviously G2 slipping up and making some of these mistakes where Sentinels are always going to have that contingency in place.
And I love this. You could just see Shazam probably talking through how is Nuki still, maybe getting away with this. The presence out there, the swing around on it, like everything that's just happened to them, they're probably a little frustrated by. That's not something we often see. Sentinels, they're normally calm, very collected. Nuki, again, this is his job, this is his duty. He was born to do this, apparently. But he still has two of arguably the best brains and best aims to handle on the other side, and there's the brain removed from one. Shaz is gone. The wrists still in place for TenZ, but he's going to have to deal with that and back away. On the other side, however, Zoms getting ready sick. Has he been played in on this, though? Do they know this? Do they check on it? How much can he do with it? Maxwell catching Dapper. And for now, player advantage to G2, and they want to keep it that way. They've got the rifles, and this can get very scary, but look at this position. This is nastiness. Nuki, so many angles to clear. Oh, the first wasn't clean enough for their TenZ. And again, step by step, they're clearing this out methodically.
All right, so once again, cautious in their approach. Sick, really up towards rafters. And D2 not overstepping the mark. Methodically clear through here. Nuki actually still catches sight of Sick ahead of time. Actually, some more damage comes through, and Nuki will find the kill. It's third on the round now. Spike will go down. Fantastic work from G2 there, and that's the sort of round that we were concerned about from map 1, right? Lauren, again, Nuki in position, effectively taking a 1v2 every single round versus TenZ and Shazam. And that's a statement in itself. So, again, looking towards Nuki to be the power player here and already delivering in the first 4 rounds. Thing is, I got to say it, even in those rounds, Sentinels need to kind of stop challenging him at these range, because Nuki's going to do this every single time. And if they give him a kill, it's going to spread Sentinels across the map. It's going to create an opening, which G2 were incapable of doing on the previous map.
But this could be something that they've maybe identified, that if they can tame Sentinel's ability to take this deep space, which they're still vying for. Shazdo on the off, though, is going to be the difference maker. Going to get it, but there's a trade. No! Gets out with his life. 10 still posted up in position. Tries to fall away off the back of the Lear and leaves Dapper in a little bit of a corner. Nuki pries him out of it. G2 still on the move here, 4v4. How much more can they pressure this? Shaz on the backlines and TenZ. He's just waiting around this corner. Shaz is watching this, just eagle eyes from up above. TenZ gets aggressive! Rings the bell, binds to Nuki and Avova. Gone as Mixwell now, a 1v4 beckoning, and it ain't happening. Sick with a good closer. Sentinels on the board.
A comfortable response there. First round on the board for them, and again, it's those rounds that Sentinels are willing to do so. With the operator online, they know that they have this advantageous first peak, and Shazam gets himself into the position there to stop Kellogg's on the cross, even towards Pipes.
Yeah.
Again, Showstopper completely negated. Desperate for that trade, TenZ comes through with 2 crispy headshots.
It's nice seeing that aim.
Actually, this first ultimate cycle looking pretty good for G2. Got him into 1 away from the Hunter's Fury. Nuki obviously investing the Showstopper in the previous. Everything else available here. Kellogg's probably going to try this double updraft here to deal with Zombs. Actually did get revealed there.
Here we go.
Does go up to catch it. No, Shazam! Find Cold Mentor actually on that B lane peak.
He's everywhere. He just shown presence to A that prior round. Now he's over here, keeping himself very viable. But Zombs gets picked off, and that's going to force Shazam in a bad position. Mixwell's pressure through mid. Now catches that rotation, that fallback, but Sick now on the site. He needs to live up to that name. Keep control of this. Support's on the way. They've re-garnered that space in middle. TenZ is the one there. Who needs knives when you got a rifle like that? TenZ happy to fall back now. He's done his job. But now G2, where do they take this?
TenZ already hightailing it over. Actually going to get himself into a position on barrel, so G2 have to be disciplined, to be diligent on the way in here, because again, TenZ will always put himself in this one and done spot. That dismiss. And Avova actually kind of solo pushing right now.
Off angles and TenZ. Yeah, sounds about
down,
right for a disaster. TenZ going to readjust now. Still pressure comes in. Nuki on the flyby. Going to put it down. It's still a 2v2 here. Keep in mind, Coldamenta has his ult. Nuki, I mean, he's just got a gun, and that's normally enough. He's been pulling off 1v2s, but look at this retake positioning from Sentinels. Right around the back, and actually Dapper's quite far ahead here. He's made some good progress. And timing is everything. Coldamenta hasn't considered it until now. Dapper is right next to him. Clears the right side. He's on the left. Coldamenta holds him back as sick. The next step forward finds him, and now it's a 1v1. Nookie has been god tier over on this side of the map. But Sick's a bit of a legend himself. Taps the spike, falls away, looks for that pixel out of place, looks for Nookie, and Nookie finds him! This scoreline is starting to look real good for G2.
That's actually crazy. They trade headshots and Nookie with just 10 HP remaining, but again, great recovery here. I had a major problem with Avova peeking ahead of the Aldo, and I think Coldamenta actually had his recon bolt available as well, so lucky they're able to still comfortably set up on site there, because again, expect TenZ to do that. He finds that kill in mid straight away. He's the anchor. He's the contingency plan on that entire pressure that's created by G2 on B main. And again, yes, finds the first, gets traded out, but expect him to do that every single time. If he trades, it's fine for Sentinels.
Not forcing a tactical timeout yet. Sentinels still happy to keep going at this. Maybe this is a reason why. Labored from both sides. It's a little weird, but it will be Shaz to find Mixwell. So mid's now open and eyes now removed from watching maybe a push-up. And it looks like a stack's already coming out here. They're well aware. Deeper wall as well. Very interesting to see that one up here. G2 falling slowly away from this.
I think the Viper's bit definitely going to make them reconsider. Shazam's actually got the cut-off on this rotation as well.
If they try and step across this, it's such a hard angle to clear. He could be getting away with being the guillotine, and there's 3 players around this corner. That's one. It's only one. A second's difference in Coldamenta may have gotten that kill, but he's quick. And now it's a 4v3. Coldamenta, Nookie, and Kellogg's. The death ball now going roaming.
Take flight.
Again, res available. I'm not sure actually how feasible it is with Shazam dying on top of Tube, so you can see G2 actually pausing for a moment here. And whether or not the awareness is that Sentinels potentially try and get that back.
Oh, I like this. If they catch some rotations here, you're going to have
30 seconds left.
Sova can just keep drawing that attention over towards A, right? Make a bit of noise, see if maybe they can catch some of these players, but you can see that intuition, maybe making them question this, and there it is, already going to find the bigger. Nookie's now gone down. Do they expect a second kill? Oh, it's good spray adjust, but the trades are so effective here for Sentinels. They've kept themselves in the right positions.
10 seconds
and what does Coldamenta get to do with this? Spikes deep in enemy territory, 6 seconds left. Have a little go for it, not going to happen. Well done to Sentinels, kept composure there, kept everything in check, and Shazam, lovely play up middle.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. And again, you got to credit G2 for being stacked up there, where Shazam can't get away with another, actually. He finds the first. Mixwell in the rattiest spot, I think we'll see all day.
So ratty.
But again, look at Sentinels, the Aldron just paving the way for Shazam to walk through there, find all that space in the early round, and ultimately it gives Sentinels a really good read on, I think, where G2 want to end up. Yeah. At least plan A.
Yeah, it gave them great intention with that. Now, looking at the money, though, considering it was, what, a pretty commanding scoreline, the money hasn't swelled for G2. A lot of these rounds have been kept up, and I'm just Fury right off the rip. Now, I don't know if they actually did get a tag, it doesn't matter. It's set TenZ into motion. Maybe able to get a little closer off the back of the audio cues, knowing that you can push a little bit deeper, as they're going to be having to respect that. And he's already made great work of it. Finding Nookie is the perfect target to pick up.
Especially with the work he's been doing towards Belt on A. No res available, so G2 will proceed as 4. Shazam and TenZ on the other side of this once again, and look at the focus towards mid, actually. Aldron going to come through. I don't know, we'll spot TenZ actually up in, tucked up on second level of sight. There's a risk of being wallbanked here, but nothing comes through.
No, he's still fine. He's still alive. He's got Dapper kind of having his back here. Wall goes in, wants to at least give himself a chance at a gap here, but he's been chipped away at. Now Dapper going to pick up that mantle. Good damage towards Kellogg's, but he does manage to keep his life. TenZ still living in the depths here, unable to quite pop into this, and there's the ult coming out as a response.
G2 fantastic control on site, actually.
Brilliant.
Big swing and a miss. Avova will get the better of him there, and Avova finds a second as well. Sick will fall.
Yeah, now the last 3, where are they at? We've got a couple, or at least one coming around on the flank. That's Shazam. Coldamenta up in towards Nest. It's Kellogg's to find 10, so now down to just 2. Zombs down noted, now spotted, does get Kellogg's, but in the meantime, Shaz lost life, and it will be an unfavorable situation for Zombs, and they're going to have to suck it up. G2 are right back into this. That's going to be 6-2 on the board, Hypok. Have we actually got a game on our hands now?
I mean, it's looking that way. This is a fantastic start from G2, and looking so much better equipped, way more composed in this. Again, you can say they're not making as many mistakes, but I just think back to that round with Shazam in mid. G2 stacked up to mitigate that risk. That's something we just didn't see on Split at all.
You're right. Yeah, this does look like a different side. Haven would be the last, if I'm not mistaken. So
Correct.
I'm getting a little ahead of myself. It's only the first half here. Don't worry, I'm getting a little excited because we actually might have a game here. We might see Sentinels pushed. Because map 1, I mean, if you're not actually, you know, completely hooked on the Copium and Hopium, you're going to be able to see that was a very Sentinels-dominated map. But this is a whole new lease of life to G2. Looking like some Nookie controlling that push-up consistently, setting a tone for the entire match. Shaz and Tens are now like, well, I guess I'm on Nookie duty. Great. I'm going to have to deal with this every single time. And he will do this every single time. Maybe he doesn't do it one round. Fair enough. They're still going to have to expect him to be there. And now at this point, G2 actually leaning this way. The purchase coming out from Sentinels. 1 rifle and Tens, the rest, a little shaky, but we saw map 1. That was still able to do damage on Split.
I love this. The way that G2 have to approach this now, it's just stack us 4. Hey, hopefully they can't get us all, right? Whether it be Tens or Shazam on the other end, but let's see. Nookie going to send the paint shell across the back. Kellogg's getting very deep towards server here. Shazam will fall, actually. Dapper tagged up by that Owl drone. Be a comfortable plant here. Not an awful lot, really, for Sentinels to get back in. Actually, the recon bolt will find 2 tags.
Yeah, it was actually really well done, but bear in mind, the weaponry that came in with Sentinels was limited. 10 still going to do some work, though. 35 HP was on. Back on up, still sitting pretty now. A 1v3 beckons. It's not going to happen. Cold Dementor denies, and G2 starting to stride through this game. They've got some answers here. Where is that tactical timeout? Where is the conversation for Sentinels? Or do they not care that much about this one? Maybe they feel, it's only the first half, we'll be fine. I think they still need more of a buffer here.
I mean, actually, you look at the stats and there's a slight lean towards Sentinels performing a little better on defense. So, again, if there's any win condition we could take away from previous performances, it's the Sentinels at least keep them in check here in the first half. They've
got to get the last 3 if I think, you know, Sentinels need a buffer. 2 is not enough for me. I'll never get... Bare minimum 3, or I'm thinking it's a runaway. Now, let's see what Sentinels can do there. They're back on the buy, and Shaz has the ult. Now, we saw the last time around, the ult pushing up middle. That was so decisive. Could do with a bit of that here, because right now, G2 have him by the scruff of the neck. Someone's with a little jump peek. Shaz off to the side. Waiting for maybe that jump peek on the other side to come around. While this happens, we see that little bit of a step towards middle, but not too much. This is the start that G2 wants to make sure they keep everything in check. No early giveaways, no easy reads here. They bide their time. I'm wondering if Mixwell's there purely off the back of the success that maybe they had off Shaz or someone pushing up mid. This is an interesting little read from them here. Nookie showing, I'm still here. You have no idea where we're heading.
But this is great. Again, just giving that away. Then it's up on the platter. Nookie's happy to face that Owl drone to give away that information. Shazam actually misses the first sign, finds the second. But look, Nookie's so commanding right now. He's keeping 3 players from Sentinels locked onto a site. Rover does have the res.
You will
try and
not
get this
kill my allies.
back up. Yeah, we'll just be behind the wall. Shazam can't punish that.
Where's that mid lurk? It's Mixwell who's looking to maybe crack this open. If he can catch the 2 players rotating, that'd be perfect. Let's see what Mixwell can do here, though. He has to catch this one. There it is. Great work from him. And now the other 3 from Sentinels are on an island, but it is 3, and one of them is Tens. Probably one of the best in the world just on the other side of this. And there he is waiting, Dapper by his side. Guns locked and loaded, 10 seconds. It looks like G2 have run out of time, run out of options, and run out of players. There's the bare minimum. I wanted to see 3 at least here for Sentinels now.
That's so interesting to see as well. Like I said, Nookie faces the Owl drone. He's happy to let Sentinels know that he's there, but Sentinels do not falter. Again, Mixwell finds that kill, like you said, and it doesn't even impact the rest of the round because there's no rotation factor. There's already 3 bodies stacked up there. So it's interesting, really. I mean, you can argue G2 kind of victims of their own success there, where Sentinels just like, there's a possibility, Nookie's still going to find a kill, and they're going to try and collapse and end up on A.
Go again, the aggression. They're going for it again. Nookie. This checklist has worked against Sentinels. Oh, okay, he's got a good idea someone's close by. Reads it. Oh, Shaz. So dangerous between the 2 of them.
You can see the cogs turning there for Nookie. It's like, Boombo's seen something. It's seen something close.
Kellogg's this time looking to punish. He peeks a little deeper, but it's actually Mixwell being caught in mid is the first blood drawn. 6 going to catch that, as Kellogg's is now going to at least take that long control. after maybe noting that Shaz is over somewhere else towards A, they can actually build up on this, but still no easy way through. Nuki this time now, starting to work towards middle himself.
There.
Keep stuck behind this wall for the time being. G2 not going to wait on that to come down, actually. And Zoms will find the spike carrier.
Down, B.
Kellogg's unable to trade initially and will get revealed by the recon bolt, so has to back away. The spike in control of Sentinels right now.
That's the big one again, now more time. Last time the frag came in through middle so late. Oh, that's a bit uncomfortable. Maybe could have done more with that, and now he's feeling a little silly, but can he still make it work? Yeah, it looks good! Nuki does find Dapper, but now it's just gonna be Nuki! Oh my word, 2 more though, Nuki. Do you still have it in you? Rez comes in, he can't get it done. Tens keeps Sentinels on a level field in that round. That was about to get so dangerous.
It's so unfortunate for Nuki on that page. So the fact that it gets stuck in the door frame, if that just bounces out, I think it forces Sick into a bit more of an open position, potential for him to fall there, and ultimately, Nuki a huge opportunity to just swing out with that showstopper. Those 2 seconds effectively altered the entire outcome of that round.
Okay, up again for Shaz.
Actually, the G2 purchase here, obviously, final round, but Spectres have got a Mixwell on the only rifle here.
Oh dear. Here we go, Nuki! Oh, Nuki! He's just leapt into the arms and he's got the frag onto Shaz! But where's the rest? There they are! Kellogg's picks up the pace just as Nuki left off. And it's a 4v3. Dapper, Sick and Zoms are baffled, scratching their head! Sick can't quite adjust the spray well enough on the second. And now 2-stand. Dapper and Zoms fired up, trying to get that wall down for a quick bit of vision. But no one falls foul instantly. Zoms finds the first. Kellogg's. Oh, Zoms is nasty right now. The 1v1. Coldamenta, 8 bullets. Zoms on the other side. Coldamenta, he sees him, he gets him. It's G2 with a solid lead here.
That is not a scoreline I thought we would be looking at here in the first half of ICEBOX after seeing map 1, but what an insane tempo shift on that. And again, it's to capitalize on that weaker purchase, and it's executed perfectly by G2.
We've got a game, 8-4. For me, the question though is it enough? We know Sentinels can dig deep. We know they've got a lot in the tank. We rarely see them rattled. That's the first time they've been dictated to in a long time, it felt like to me.
I mean, what happens when you poke the beast? What do we see in the second half here from Sentinels? Because, again, we talk about, obviously, the first half on map 1 and Split in particular. Sentinels were able to run rings around G2.
Yep.
Yes, G2 were able to get away with some, I'll say, uncharacteristic plays and set pieces, but again, can Nuki do the same thing? Can he have the same impact on their defensive half? That's the question I'm asking.
Well, I wonder what questions and answers Sean has for us, because he's standing by to break down something that caught his eye from that first half.
Indeed I am, Lauren. I got 2 rounds for you guys, so I'm just going to hop right into it. So this round was the explosive A take that G2 tried to do, and you can see right here, Shazam, Tens, and Dapper are triple lined up right here. The 2 that are going to aggress, the duelists, Shazam and Tens. So they're going to go along the ropes, and where they're going to end up, they're going to both be on top of pipes. But the angles that they end up holding is what's really important here. Shaz has the aggressive angle to take the left entrance, and then Tens' job is to actually guard him in case anyone were to push out onto Belt. It's very important that these 2 specific duelists are in these roles because they have movement abilities. The Jet with the dash and the Reyna with the dismiss can both get away from these aggressive positions on the A site. That is why Sentinels loves running this comp. So let's run it through for a little bit here. So what I'll tell you right now is G2 slows this to try to stop any initial push. They have a smoke here right off the bat, and Nuki immediately pops his showstopper and tries to hunt Shazam down. Never in a million years would he expect a second player also on pipes, which is why he ends up falling back. He catches a glimpse of Tens, falls back, and then the round kind of chills out for a split second. Dapper, who actually shot a recon early round, is hiding in the corner. So this is Shazam getting that opening kill, Tens locking down the next 2, and then the round is literally over. So we're going to hop straight into the next round, and let's pause it for 1 second right here. So what I want to draw attention to now is Dapper throwing the same arrow over here at A. It's going to triple ping. That means it gets all of its recon little notices off, and that's a very, very good indicator that no one is around this A site and won't be for quite a bit of time, right? So the rotation will come in soon. But what I also want to show you is the fact that keloqz is right here in mid. If he does something, and he does, but he doesn't catch Shazam, so he's going to actually double updraft. So he, from this angle right here, can double updraft and actually see down B long, which is why he's over there right now. He has his Blade Storm out. He's going to double updraft and try to get that pick onto Shazam. Unfortunately for him, this wall from Zoms, as well as Shazam's location, kind of blocks the vision from him. So Sentinel's one step ahead in this regard. So let's roll it for a little bit right now. And this, in my opinion, is the swing round of the entire half. Shazam peeks out wide at the perfect time, ends up getting a pick, and then he actually... He ends up falling back, and this lurk by Midwall using this smoke that we previously discussed allows him to get the trade onto Shazam while simultaneously Zoms falls. So let's pause it for a split second here. We are now in this unique scenario where we're in a 3-on-3. Okay, G2 has rolled back to this A site, and they did so after TenZ got a pick into middle. So TenZ actually found this frag onto Mixwell, and that takes all of G2's smokes, all of their controller utility out of the equation. So that kind of filters them into this A site. TenZ, playing the Reyna, again, can play in these aggressive angles that other agents cannot do. He can dismiss out of these angles. So he's playing this one and done angle for most agents, but for him, he can get the kill and dismiss out. So let's roll it for a little bit. He ends up taking out the spike, dismissing actually to this location right here, and Nuki's ability to immediately take the ropes and trade this frag onto TenZ with the drone is pivotal. That frag is actually the biggest frag of the entire half in my eyes because it broke Sentinel's economy. Coldamenta's aware of the flank, and Sick ends up in this very, very difficult 1-on-2 where he manages to get one. Nuki obviously locks it down. This guy's a clutch player through and through. And this round right here shows why these teams are so evenly matched, and we might be blessed with a map 3, guys. Back to Lauren.
Not back to you, Hypok.
Yeah, I can see myself out, so Sean, if you'd prefer. Up to you.
Yeah, but again, I think there were some really incredible things broken down there, and that did feel like G2 are very aware of the opponents. They are prepped for this. They are coming into this locked and loaded with all the facts that they need. Now, second half though, 8-4, it's not impossible. And Sentinels are a team that can do these sort of gaps.
Yes, and I'm expecting them to, again, I use the phrase poke the beast, I'm expecting them to come out swinging in the second half. Set the precedent, set the tone, don't allow G2 to ride through this momentum. They need to stop this early in this half if they want to actually draw the game up and push things further.
Back underway, 8-4 if you're just tuning in. Map 1, Sentinels picked up in quite convincing fashion. However, map 2 here, G2's choice, sitting at 8-4 on the half. This time around, Sentinels now need to show what they're like in the driving seat here. keloqz. Real wide on that angle, but he does manage to make it out. That should be, though, Spike, make yourself towards the side.
Vova is straight down mid, though. He's going to find this 1v1 with Zoms, and actually Zoms going to win it. That's a big one. keloqz actually going to try and follow up on this. You can see, though, Zoms still wise to it. He finds a second now. All this control, G2 have to force their way onto site.
Yeah, and no one's letting that happen. Shaz is still looking for those angles, and it's Mixwell. 1v5, not gonna happen. A knife comes out.
Okay.
Can North America stop stepping Europe? It hurts.
Who else but Dapper? If we could have placed bets on anybody to get a knife kill on the stage here in Berlin, it's Dapper. Well, talk about stopping the momentum. A knife kill in the pistol round will do that, Lauren. That'll do it.
Yeah, that's the badger. Oh.
Zoms, again, great awareness to find that first. Just keep forcing the issue.
Cheeks. Just too caked up. Couldn't help it. 8-5. Oh, dearie me. We go again. Sentinels, welcome to the build back plan. Bulldogs out and a couple of Spectres. Bulldog out, should I say, and a couple of Spectres as TenZ taking the space over by B.
Early rotation here from G2. Over on yellow, going to relay that information. And actually, with Mixwell investing the wall, Sick will hit the rotate with the spike here. I think Dapper just going to send across a recon potentially. No, considering it. This is such an interesting read from Sentinel. Again, Shazam seeing nothing else on A. They've read this so well.
Incredible read, intuition. Working out very nicely. Maxwell is still close enough to call them over, but they'll be so far ahead now. The site should be theirs. Looking for a clean round here. The Sentinels. And G2, of course, looking to do whatever damage they can. They can take a couple of weapons away, do a bit of work. That'd be brilliant, but you can see them kind of fired up here. Tens and Shaz in the shutdown. And it's just Mixwell. It's a flawless round as well to boot. It's a Prime Gaming flawless round. And Sentinels have almost closed that gap. So that first buy round is going to be a big one here.
It is indeed. Again, great opportunity for Sentinels to push forward on a bonus. Effectively tie things up. I mean, they win this next one, they come within one round, they get the weapon upgrades. Decent early progress as well for Ultimates and 1UP potentially to come online in this next round. So that's the start you want. First two in the bag for Sentinels. They're going to heavy lean actually towards B here, and it's only Kellogg's to hold it down for G2.
Big job here. Not an easy one. Utility already coming through. Now he can actually rain death from... Oh no.
Oh no.
The timing. Timing. How is he alive? He's not for much longer. 24 HP just about makes out. And they want to capitalize. Look at them hounding him down straight in on that one. And the follow-up. Tens just runs down Coldamenta 2. This is problems now for G2. This is where they're clutching at straws. You're not feeling it now. Rifles left by the side. Nuki, though, picks up the pace and the pieces as Tens goes down, but the spike is planted.
3v3 Nuki up in top site here, but and Zom's controlling B main and in a position actually to use these snake bites. The lineup set up, sick. Just needs to buy a little time here, a little bit of chip damage done, but the wall goes up. They're able to negate that straight away. Zoms finds one with a snake bite, Shazam finds the last. Sentinels convert the bonus 2.
They're so good at that. They're so good at these slightly weaker weapon rounds. They're so good at capitalizing on any of those errors.
I gotta say it, Kellogg's a little too deep for my liking to be out solo like that. He's out of range where his dash is really a you know, that backup plan to get out of jail free card. Again, the owl drone comes through. If I'm Kellogg's, I am out of there.
Off-ski. Yeah.
Nice. Tyson, you know that's not my fault, bro.
Okay,
No, don't say anything. Oh.
Look, we just want to listen in sometimes. It is a timeout now coming in. This is where you got to be very careful with the money, the economy, how this builds back up, the utility, how everything is working through. This is the alt economy even coming in. This is 3 on the trot. Now, it doesn't say much. Let's put it that way. If we're actually talking bigger picture, it's the pistol round, and now they have converted the bonus, which is the scarier part, because now your economy's in the bin a touch.
Yeah, it is. And ultimately here, if this plays out as expected, Sentinels are about to tie up. And to consider that first half lead, but I do want to just come back to that. One of my biggest criticisms the other day when we saw Kellogg switch onto the Sage is him being put in that kind of anchor position to be self-sufficient, right? To be able to peel away in the correct scenarios. That's not a good indicator. That previous round alone is not a good indicator for me in terms of Kellogg's ability to just find that information, not want to find a 1-for-1. Because even there, if he drops down off the box, right, finds a kill, what does it mean? I
mean, I think this isn't the first European jet that's struggled against North American teams either. Roll your mind back to Reykjavik. Durka. He got tamed on this, and he found it very hard to find that space that we had famed him for. And again, it's very difficult. They are very, very good at locking that space down, but I agree with you. I think he overstepped there, got a little punished for it. See if he can pull himself back up, get that head in the game again.
That's the big question, actually. As a confidence breaker, you don't want to see that so early on in this half for Kellogg's, because again, coming back online, and we've talked about already how G2 are able to build around him. It's a shame to see this snowball for them. Nuki this time going to pick up position on B main. 2 members of Sentinels actually just tucked down in towards Garage. Now a much slower approach this time around. No utility other than the owl drone invested here, and I don't think Nuki is spotted exactly where he is, but the boom bot and the paint shells, obviously the presence is noted.
Yeah, Nuki is going to fall away from this one. Coldamenta still trying to work on something, less to lose I guess in that regard. Bit of a tag, and actually the re-aggress from Nuki.
Well, it's interesting, 3 bits of utility shown here, so actually 3 members of G2 accounted for here in the early round.
And now the take on the space. Nuki is up top, and loses the fight. Sick, gets him, and there it is. Cracking open, that's all theirs. And the rest of the map becomes not necessarily irrelevant, but very far from the point. That spike can be ferried on over really easily now.
We've got to respect the wall here, and actually Dapper looking for damage in between.
Nice.
Kellogg's actually finds him.
Spike planted.
Gonna swing out here. 6 low HP, but actually, yeah, Voba picks that one up actually.
It's just the rest, though. I just don't see them making errors, and of course, Ten's just sitting on an angle like that makes sure there's no chance in hell. Sentinels, 8-8.
This is the thing, like I said, Sentinel just sit there. The slow orb, the paint shell, and also Cold meant to spot it with the owl drone.
Yep.
Again, that's 3 members of G2 accounted for, and I think actually on the back of that, G2 are like, oh yeah, there's no way they're coming in. Sentinels just sit and wait, and actually they're waiting for obviously that recon bolt to come through, which I gotta say, I don't know if Coldamental was caught on a reload or what, but he needs to be baiting for Nookie there. He needs to be the one to deal with that recon bolt.
Yeah, looked a little out of sorts. Again, this is pressure time now. This is stressful time. We have the buy coming out. 4 on the trot now for Sentinels. Economy in a good spot too. Seeing around like 5.9 on Zoms, 5.5 on Shaz. I know you see it too. We do have a timeout, it looks like. There it is. A lovely technical. Who doesn't love them? So, does look like Kellogg's is going to go for that op. Now, I wonder if this could be a big influence or if it's already being considered and what the different look from Sentinels will be now.
Yeah, we don't see initially where he's opting to position, but again, he has to be able to pick up the slack elsewhere. If G2 want to really secure one side or the other or fight for that mid control, Kellogg's is the one that needs to hold it down now with the operator and in a safe position.
Yeah.
What I want to see is him really being in a position to kind of receive that information if Sentinels do decide to force through, or at least spy other things like, you know, obviously the owl drone coming out, maybe the recon bolt going one way or the other, even just the Viper utility being invested, but have to wait and see.
Yeah, just if you are wondering, it was, I think, just a little tech issue with G2, so hopefully their keyboard gets picked up and, you know, no further issues occurred. I've never seen people break their keyboard so often. It's amazing.
No.
I was always questioning it online, but maybe they truly do just run through the gear. Absolutely smashing it.
We haven't seen a desk slam yet, have we?
Oh, I really want one of those.
I really want to see a good
solid
desk
desk slam. Like, they might get fined for it, but it's kind of entertaining.
What do you think the splash on the stage is when actually we have a
desk
we've
slam?
got a text package for that as well.
Table broken. Just Hulk smash. Yeah, we haven't had that yet. I mean, it's still group stage, right? Like,
there's still time.
Yeah, it's a long tournament. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh,
was that
right.
daydream or was that like
Just
intense stare across the Sentinels?
Not sure. Not sure. The Vova. Look at him. Barely blinking. This isn't for me.
Not sure how I feel about this one.
Not for me.
Yeah. Who's down there? Who's down there taking that camera?
Who's doing that?
Somebody's about to get exposed. Oh, there he is. Yep, just in the corner of the screen.
Exposed. Who's doing that? Yeah, not. Oh, yeah, he's loving it though. Yeah, good shout. Thumbs up. Does that mean we're good to go? Or ooh, not sure. Not certain. Oh, we love a good tech pause, don't we? They do it for us. They made us a whole graphic package.
I did hear that in my ear, actually. Yeah. This one goes out to Pansy.
We're all good to go. 8-8. Jumping back on in, no worries. Let's look at that op. Quick reminder, if you're zoned out for a second like it looked like Avova did, Kellogg's does have the op out in play. So that's something that could be different, and that is it.
Finds it there. The wall comes up actually on the outside of the tube, and Kellogg's will actually find it. Okay,
Kellogg's.
Sticks the res there. Coordinator will respond. Over towards B will find Shazam.
Nookie, look at this guy. He's just gone, guys, the entirety of the space is clear. I've got middle, I've got everything you need. Just keep focusing on that B side. He's taken all that space and controlled it. The 3 players from Sentinels now are essentially noted. Every single one of them is known where they're at. So now they're going to have to fight basically back to the wall out of this. Tens, how much space can you get them? Swing on it. Okay, that's not bad. Second Dapper takes down the front line. This is no problem. Coldamenta doing what he can. But now it's a 2v3. Anymore. Tens is still working forward. This man will put the weight of the world on his shoulders for his side, but there's a player close by. Sees Kellogg's, expects a swing from Coldamenta. He reads him so well. Tens is just going God mode. And now the 2v2. He's working out every single... Has he just read Nookie's position? But the timing is just off. Nookie does him by a second, and there it is. Safety found. And a sigh of relief as Tens was about to tear him apart.
G2 put their first round on the board, but Tens, man, you can never count them out. And he reads that perfectly.
He almost had Nookie too.
The operator shot comes through from Kellogg's, and he knows that the counter peak's coming through from Coldamenta. This opener, beautiful stuff here. I think Zomzatsi has an idea that something's coming. Oh, what a fascinating round, but they nearly got it done. I think just a little misread from Tens. I think he was potentially coming from a completely different angle there. So Nuki gets the second seemingly for free. Shazam with that operator online now, Lauren.
Okay, next step, back and forth we go. Kellogg's had his out, right back in it, Shaz.
They're brute forcing it.
Yeah, it looks like Mixwell, though, he was not really ready for that. It was a bit of a, I guess, a lazy-ish clear on it. It outdone and then some in response. You can see all the ults coming down, and they actually both connect in the end. Coldamenta did find Sick, even at the very last go of it, which actually gives the player advantage back over to G2.
Oh
no!
Oh, Coldamenta and Nuki swing on the back of that Owl drone. It's left to Zoms and Shazam here. Zoms with a Viper's Pit of his own, but right here it's going to be difficult. I mean, needs another kill in order to get that online, but the spike tucked just behind Survey. Gallows will find one there. Zoms will trade one out, but 4 HP, just a matter of time. Avova comes through. G2 put themselves 2 ahead here in the second half.
They bounced back. They found that little bit of rhythm here, 10-8, as you said. This was the first couple they've strung together off the back of an actual timeout where they were discussing what was happening. We saw that op coming up for Kellogg's. Whether it be that or just the adjustments off the back, it is working. And now on the other side, we did see the op for Shaz, but now luckily, you know, not luckily, but just well considered, he still had the knives to fall back on, so his economy will be just fine. Outside of that, 2 now, double digits. This is game on, Hypoc.
It is, and this is a pivotal round. 3,300 left in the bank for Sentinels as a whole. Shazam going to ride through the Blade Storm. Kellogg's will face the Owl drone. And again, Sentinels looking to force the issue onto A site. Mixwell called upon once again.
Caught out last time, needs to do better this time. I want to see how he approaches this. Kellogg's looking after a lot of angles here. This can get incredibly dicey. Still looking for it. And they're now encroaching on the site. Spots one, can't find it, needs to back away. Spike coming down, we're in post-plant territory.
Kellogg actually will respond with a Blade Storm of his own. Viper's Pit invested on site here. Sentinels looking to secure. Actually, Nuki wins
what?
a 1v1 with Dapper on the flank here. Shazam's
No!
he's found a second, Lauren.
Nuki just straight up clotheslined him. And now a 5v3. This retake looks like it's got legs, but 10 still stands, so I won't run him out just yet. And diving on in. Oh, out of nowhere, Sick just gets surprised. Just didn't expect Kellogg's. And now we're down to just 10s, and he's fallen. It's going to be 11 on the board.
What a response from G2. Again, remaining composed. Everything stacked against them in that round. The Viper's Pit setting up such a stranglehold on the site there, but Nuki finding 2 insane kills on the flank to open up this retake.
Against the ults as well from Shaz. Oh.
Enemy remaining.
We got a game. We actually have a game.
We're getting closer and closer to a death slam there as well.
Yeah, it was getting there.
Sentinels looking, seems as if they're scrambling for answers here. Again, another round where they just try and send it at A. And like I said, Mixwell will fumble in the previous, but this time G2 holds strong.
Oh, Chaz. Dangerous games. Look at Avova's deeper push as well. He wants to take back that territory. Keep it somewhat in G2 favor.
See the wind in G2 sails now. They're looking to be a little more proactive, a little more decisive in some of these rounds. A wonky purchase here on the side of Sentinels. 10's on a Guardian, Sick. And that Spectre. Kellogg's there, will open things up with the operator though. Shazam falls. Kellogg tries to dip back in again for a second.
These peaks from Kellogg's, man, are dangerous, but maybe feeling himself. You can see as to why. Just going to keep trying to be stylish on the 20 HP, and he's still going. That's 3. And more Beckham, but Coldamenta's got his cross. He's got his buddy in arms, and Kellogg's finally falls, but the rest of G2 are right here as Dapper left amongst the bodies of his teammates. So few options. Mixwell watching the back. Coldamenta, the first man forward. It's going to be 12 now, 1 away from map 3.
This is insane for G2 to respond like this. After dropping the first 4 rounds of this half, they've responded with 4 of their own. And Sentinels now tapped out. Kellogg's finally honed in, finding these shots when it absolutely matters for G2. And this is the sort of thing, the confidence building for this young man.
We said at the very start of this, G2 have to awaken the beast that's been laying dormant since the very early days of Valorant. That name came with a lot of weight to it. It dipped away for a while. This could be the resurgence, so that's the start. Kellogg's already getting off to a cracking beginning. Nookie to follow. This is looking like they're about to put a bow on it for at least this map and get ready for that third. Can imagine a better way to see these two giants clash, but there's still Dapper, Sick, and Tens. But A is just looking closed for business.
Absolutely. Mixwell again in the position. Tens will actually find a response.
Let's go.
Of over though. They're in position. Look at that. Kellogg's with another three-piece to close things out. G2, 13-8 on map 2 here, Lauren.